Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Soviet Republic with the workers and the resources in the People's Proletarian Petroleum Prefecture number 218, perhaps? It says below what number it is. It works itself out as we go along further down the production chain. I'm not entirely certain at this point, but this is sort of where we crashed last time. It went black, and my patience went sort of the same way with it as the game engine did. But here we are now, with more patience have been invested, and we have 3 independent runways with 3 independent parking spaces for aeroplanes. Which means that we have a very efficient airport here. We also have 2 trains going to the Soviet border, picking people up and having them wait here. And then we have a couple of planes. I think we have a 1787 and 1737, if I'm not completely mistaken, and I am not completely mistaken, I am completely correct. They have to wait a bit at the other end because that place is rather busy. Should maybe think about doing something about that too. But yes, here we have it. It's working. We're taking Soviet tourists in here. Actually managed to get 1 train of Western tourists down here too in time, but not often enough that it would make sense to do so. So the Western tourists, we take them in via the train. This is not looking great. Speaking of trains, this looks as though it's standing quite still. Is it? Yes, it is standing rather still, isn't it? Why? Because of this one. You want to cross over, and that's going to be difficult for the time being. That's not supposed to happen on a proper railroad. Never mind. Problem to solve another day. Yes, so we have 2 of these tourist trains going to the western border. Now that we have probably not sent the train there for a little while, and that's why there are fewer people here. But other than that, it seems as we can get more people in doing it this way. So they get off here, they are told to walk to this bus stop, and then they are told to walk to the airport, and then we pick them up with this aeroplane. Now we didn't have any tourists, of course, since we had let the snarl up on the railroad. But we will have soon enough. And meanwhilst. I've also done a little bit of reorganizing of the airport here in Utopia, and the second runway has been installed, much shorter than the other one, but we can use the 737s on it, which is good. And the 737s can also fit on this parking spot here, so they can come in and go out without disturbing these larger ones, which is good. However, if we look up here, it is a bit busier than what is completely healthy, I think. Yeah. It rather is. But I don't know what to do about it. I can't do a whole lot about it. How can I? No, I can get rid of planes. For example, these that go beyond the borders. We have 2 of these. We could maybe just have 1 of those instead.
Yes, we only have one of those.
that goes to the Soviet borders, and the same really for the western borders, in case we still have two planes on that line. I'm not so certain about that. Beyond the borders, western countries, no, there's only one, and we can keep that one as is. Look, it even gets a full load, just like that. That's wonderful. It's a lot handier to just send a plane than to do all this mucking about with trains and transfer them around and such. And we're also putting up another one of these here, hotels. I just realized though that it requires 520 tons of bricks, which we might not actually have in stock. We have 108 tons of bricks in stock, but the ship is loading up on the bricks as we speak. Here, it has gotten 193 tons, and it apparently did not wait until loaded or something. Why didn't you do that? Or is it the wrong ship? Maybe. I think it's the wrong ship. I think it's another ship, not that one. It's this one. This one is the one. Yes, it is standing around down at the brick factory and getting loaded up on the bricks. 400. Well, we need to be a bit patient with that, so that we get. Also, sailing time is like 3-4 months from. It's down there, and it has to go all the way up here through everything, and then over here, and then down the river into here. So at 6 knots or something. They might have a great capacity, but they are not fast. They are not quick. They are insanely slow. Yes. But all in all, we have a few tourists now. A few. We've had a few for quite some time. Although workers seem to be a problem up here. I don't know quite why. One reason could be that the hospital has been finished and we are completely overstaffing it. Now the doctor's office here, we can close that down. So many people get sick apparently on vacation here that one ambulance is not enough to take care of everything. See, look at this. They're not good. I don't understand why 12 tourists were not able to participate in any sport, because they have the sauna right here and there are plenty of spaces available. Maybe we should reopen the swimming hall if they prefer. Okay. Space Needle restaurant is popular as ever. I also noticed that it was a little bit cold in the hotels in the winter. No, not too bad. It was like 19 degrees or something. But we want to keep it at a nice cozy 24 degrees indoor temperature here. So I'm digging another pipe deep in places, and that also took a lot of boards and 22,500 work days remaining on it. Yes. Such is the thing. With the thing. How many planes do we have here now related to this airport? A bit too many. 2, 4. You're not in operation. 5 and 6. 6 planes. Yeah, we can't do a whole lot more with the runways. They are what they are. Yes, we could do a third runway like here, but We don't have... what good would that do? I don't know, but it could be interesting. If we can't do anything about enough to the terrain, which seems to be at quite a lower altitude than the previous runways that we already have here. You're willing to help me to flatten out the terrain? Yes, but then you realize that the airplane can't take off for landing, and that's way too short to be of any use to anyone. ...603 meters. I think the 737 requires like 680. So if we could get it to that, then it might... Too steep of an incline. Why do we need to have it at this level? Because that's where this taxiway is, that is not being used. Anyway, no, that was for cargo. We haven't done any cargo via the airways. What do you say if we do try and do something here? Yes, I have great hopes that this will work out well. ...740 meters. Well, that airplane can't take off for landing message is a bit... I don't quite trust it. That's too steep of an incline, but you're supposed to do something about that. You're supposed to lower the terrain down for me. You can do it in small increments, maybe. Seems to me to be on a bit of a slope, this runway, and not on the long bit, because that I think a plane can handle quite reasonably, unless it's too much of a slope. But on the side, it seems to be sloping a little bit. That's going to look great. It's not though. It's going to be shameful. No, that's too steep of an incline. Really. Yes, it is. Might be able to fool it into doing something here. Trick it. Doubtful. Can we get this in at the very least? Oops. What did I do now? Can I get a bit back, please? Or we can throw this out to cargo terminal. It's not like we're using it, as I said. It's although in a situation like this, when we're short on boards, we were short on boards, we are now short on bricks. We could fly bricks in. If we had a cargo terminal down at that place, how much? Oh, we're not going to fly bricks in. We do those on the boats slowly but surely. How many bricks have we gotten on board so far? 900 tons. Very good. We try and get this level then with this instead. Make another attempt at it. Why don't you? This time it is sure to work. There is quite a lot of height difference. Though it starts... wait, it starts out at that height. Yes, we don't want to... we can have the runway at a bit of an angle, a bit of a slope. So let's have it too steep of an incline. ...825 meters, and you ruined the other runway in the process. Now you still need to get the taxiway on here, and I don't think you cannot connect like this, indeed. Apparently you can connect like that though. Okay. Yeah, that will do nicely. And that, would you please? You would like to do this for me too? Yes, you would. If we just do something with the... It is pretty damn steep though, and it is a taxiing airplane that we want to use this. So yes, it is indeed going to be too steep of an incline. Okay. Ha! What do you say about that game? I win again. And the construction officers now are out of bricks. Yes, they are out of bricks. And is this enough? 1,000 tons? Or should we wait around a bit longer? I mean, they still have like 1,400 tons at the harbor. It's just it takes a long time to load the ship. And also, why are we not getting more workers here? I have buses, I have these cable cars, I have all sorts of businesses that are supposed to be doing this. This bus line, for example. And they I don't know what that is, that's construction. Here yet another bus. Should maybe look at the bus as it's coming in and see how many workers, if any, it has on board. 65? Not nothing. Here's yet another one. 49. Okay, it's not like an enormous amount, but it's neither an extremely poor amount. 36 workers waiting there, and it ought to be fine. Oh, this is wrong though, boo, because Yeah, if you don't get picked up by the cable car, you're not supposed to walk to this one, because you can't if you're a worker. You're supposed to walk to this one instead. And then you get to ride a bus instead of a cable car up to work. This, now we might get a few more workers waiting here eventually. Maybe. 35. Okay. But this third runway, what's that supposed to be about? Yeah, it can handle 737s, and it can do that pretty well, I think, without too much disturbance to other things. And it can also handle these TO154s. I believe 870 meters. What was the length of this runway? Did you say? Was it like just about? $811 meters, so no, it cannot handle those, unfortunately. That's how it is. I'll try and redo this a bit, or get rid of this goddamn thing that we're not using anyway. That is one thing that you could do. Well, you know what? Yes. No, I don't want to. Here we have the people who have come in on the train and being transferred at coal to the airline and being flown up here. Fantastic. Are you paying for this ticket? Yeah, you did. Have a great budget. See how we're doing. Staffing could be better. Yes. Meanwhile, if you look here, how many workers are without job? None. Okay, so we're actually employing one worker is without job. Okay. We're employing like all of them. I suppose that's good. I was maybe just hoping that there'd be a few more potential workers here. Yeah, you decided to stay at the Tropicana Tower Hotel. Good choice. That is not going to be finished anytime soon, either case. And the heating pipe, is that going to be finished anytime soon, you think? There's 21,000 workdays remaining. And it's a digger, a lone digger doing it. They're not sending any workers to it. No, I suppose all the workers are here. Yes, all the workers are here where we don't have any bricks. Suspend construction and get to help the digger, or use the digger maybe instead. Now, do we have buses coming here? Yes, we have buses coming. Very nicely. Nice. And also the runway, we want that too. Yes, of course, it's quite a bit of work to make these runways. I've noticed. Although this is poor, that couldn't we make this a bit longer or something? Angle of connection is too sharp. Yeah, that's not going to work, you know. But we have to try and make something better here that can be used by a little bit more planes. Come on, get out of here. Was that 857 meters, I think it said. 847 is not enough. You need 870. Yes, but there is a little bit of a thing here in the way. Angle of connection is too sharp. Yes, but hold. Ta-da! Now all of a sudden we have a 1 point. We're just on the edge of the reach of our diggers too, but 1,190 meters we have. I cannot connect like this, except you can sort of do it like this though. That's better. Still, it's not optimal here the way it is, but it will have to do. Can't do miracles after all. Fortunately, and there's no use in having this long runway here because the only parking spot for where such a large plane will fit is only connected to this runway. Yes, and you small damn plane, you should not be using this runway. It should be only for the big ones. That said, we don't have any planes circling around here at the moment, which is good. Now we have 2,000 tons on board, and they have 600-700 tons still in the port, in the storage areas. 2,200 tons. I mean, how much do you tend to build here? Quite a bit maybe. But for now, I think that this will get you going here, this way. You said there weren't any planes circling. There are plenty of planes circling. Yeah, the 787 is having problems finding a spot to land. I don't know why, but for some reason the planes really do have a tendency to bunch up and not space out really well. Rather the opposite. Now there are 111 tourists waiting at Utopia Airport Terminal to get picked up, whilst the plane is here. With 86 passengers, none of which are foreign tourists. No, they just want to go to the Opera House. Well, now that we are a bit established on the market, it seems that we may not even need to screw around with this rail transferring of passengers, because we do get quite filled planes going directly from the border. Yes, how many tourists do you want? You have 2,500 now. But not all of them are accommodated in a hotel. In the hotel we have like 1,600 or so. Where are the rest of them? I couldn't even begin to speculate on such matters. So I'm not going to. There you go, 220 workers maximum, and you have 143 on the construction site and an excavator. Now this number is ticking down at some sort of rate anyway. And come next winter you'll have the heating pipe done. It's the 14th of August. Yeah, but it will be a few months before it starts getting cold for reals. Won't it? Yes, it will. Okay. Yes, coal and its airport. Its belongings or things related to it. How is it doing here? No tourists at the current time, but the trains, are they out and about? You're on your way here with 188 of them. Fantastic. There you go. Hopefully there'll be a plane around in a short order here to pick you up and transport you to a hotel. Like this one, for example. Not even all of you will fit. I'm sorry, but the majority of you are going to fit. So it takes the plane less than one in-game day to do this journey, and the boat takes many months. And I have to say, I think that the approaches and so on regarding the planes and the runways could use some work, really. This runway is sort of ruined now. What can you do? I can't do so much, but look at this, 160 tourists are now coming in. Fantastic. It's that one. And how many here? 4 passengers. Great. 800 and... this is some sort of record maybe. 45 tourists were unable to enjoy culture. Don't you have a television in your hotel room? You're not able to participate in any sport? I don't see why. I mean, it's not like it's crowded. This pub is not walkable from this hotel, which is a bit bothering. It bothers me quite a bit, in fact. I've been trying here to get shortcuts as much as possible, but it apparently was not enough. That's not going to help. I don't think that we're that close to it. How far away was this from the pub? 390 meters. We have 80 meters to spare. That 80 meters to spare? Then this ought to be pretty damn close. Tape measurement device tool. 84 it is right on. Maybe this little shortcut here, maybe that is what does it. If not, I don't think I can help them. They will have to drink at the hotel. But it's high prices, or they could go up here and drink. It's real cheap up here too. Food, drink alcohol, and you're watching television, but you're currently at a hotel. Okay. Drinking alcohol and watching television. And you died? Or you went home? Maybe they went home. You really find a tourist when they arrive and see how their happiness is affected by staying here. Here, for example, a group is coming. You have 75% happiness. Now you're checking into the Leningradskaya hotel. You're from Soviet countries and you have a budget of 3 stars, 75% happiness, 81% satiation. You're quite hungry. My people would never accept such a low satiation rate. They would get so damned upset and angry with me that they'd leave or go on strike. So far you only watched television, and I want to eat and you want to do sport. Yeah, you're going to the Space Needle. Good choice. I'm going to the Bastu. Also good choice. Watching television. Now I want food, meat, electronics. Where are you going to go for that then? I stay at the hotel and eat and watch television. Electronics, you have to go to the shopping mall. Yes, and there you're spending a bit of money to get the electronics. Your happiness is going up. You're going to stay here for 11 days. I suppose this mechanic with the tourists is a bit of a novelty. It's a little bit fun addition to the game, but it's not something that we maybe needed. Put it that way. No, but the trams would be lovely. But no, we're not getting trams, we're getting out of metros instead. Yeah, that makes all the sense in the world. Pretty sure that is down to a game engine limitation, and that it would be difficult to make such a road that has both a road and a rail in it. That's why they aren't responding. There's a long thread on the Steam forums about this subject. Many people are very much engaged in it. Though the development team is ever so quiet about it. Or in it, I've not said a single thing, I don't think, in it. But instead they're doing a metro system. Yes, metro system. That's going to look great here in our little small towns of upwards of 10,000 people for a large one. But I've noticed that I'm starting to build like more urbanized areas rather than in the beginning. I think I played a bit more spread out with smaller settlements. But then it also was, you didn't need quite as much stuff back then. You didn't need like heating. You didn't need a police station. You didn't need water. I don't need water now neither. I don't know about this if I'm ever going to play with this on. This just seems stupid and bother, really. I never missed the water aspect of the Soviet Republic. Never felt like it was missing. And the realistic traffic simulation, I never missed that neither. I quite the opposite. I like the way the traffic is implemented in this game. Chaotic, very chaotic. It's time to replant the forest. I haven't done that in a while. Yes, we can replant. But there are still trees around here, so there's some trees that aren't good enough, I guess, for the wood cutting post. One should quite probably remove those first before planting new ones. What's good is if I can't be bothered doing this, which I can't in forever, we do have an importing system that works quite well, I think. That sends a train to buy wood and fill this place up. When it goes below a certain percentage, such as now, it ought to be sending a train to fetch wood. What are you doing here? Hello? Passenger train, what are you doing down here? I have no idea. Yeah, but here comes a wood train. Very good. Engaged rail track further along the way. Yeah, what's this about? No, we don't. Why are you doing this? No. Wait until the wood train is back and then you can send your steel train. Minimum count of wagons, like a lot more. 6, say, at the very least. I don't have 6 covered wagons. Fine, 5 then. Yes, 4 to 5, that would be something. What's this Bergsfolk bus stop? 5. Oh, there's that one. Right. Passengers waiting. Do we have passengers waiting here? Oh. This is only for tourists, you know. What are you even doing up here? You don't want anything. You don't have an unsatisfied demand. You just... maybe you're a bit curious about what's going on up here. Now you want meat. You don't have... There isn't meat in the shopping center. Actually, no. That's a shame. But there is meat in the freezer. So... I don't know quite what the problem is. The meat truck is standing out. Now it just arrived, I suppose. Okay. Okay, no wonder that it took quite a bit of work days to get through that, but it was the only way that it would hook up without being too long. You see, it was doing it in a straight line here, and well, 15,000 work days remain, so will be done, or you know it. As we will with this. Maximum number of workers 13. I don't think so. I think that we like to quite a few more, and then we might actually stand a chance at completing this in a reasonable time. This is hooked up like so. Yes, they can go over to there. It's a shame that you can't remove one of these parking spaces once they have been built. Because I think I could do something better if I were to redo this. Maybe. Sure. But yeah, maybe I could. which would be great to have another big one, for example, and then maybe a triple 3x small one would not be too bad to have. Say you were to do it like this. Airplane parking 3 times 50 meters here. You could touch on the thing there. Well, but then you can't connect all of the taxiways, and you'd still only have room for one large. So what you gain is one more space for a 50-meter wide plane. Not worth it as of current. I suppose most workers are digging away at the pipe. So I'm not staying at 200. No, only 85. Are you working at a hotel? No, that's suspended. Where are you then? Here. 34 workers without job. That's no good. We have 34 workers without job here. Meanwhile, we're waiting for stuff to be built. And it also seems as though the meat ship is not quite cutting it the way it's set up. We almost need a dedicated meat ship, I think. We could probably have one. We only have 2 ships associated with this harbor, so we could definitely have a dedicated meat ship. Frida, do you do meat? You do meat. Don't know what all this is about, but we... Oh, don't go away just because the vehicle is already assigned to this building. Yeah, but why are you leaving then? Okay, never mind. You'll go here and you wait until you are unloaded. And then we just need to find a source of meat for you to load. Which is somewhere around here. It is here. You have 132 tons of meat. Yes, that's not an enormous amount, but it is the correct place to get meat. What I have to say. Don't go to depot then, but go here. Or rather go here. Load. Why not more meat? Meat distribution. At meat, there isn't a lot. What's going on? It was the train. The train snarl up that we had. It's still showing its ugly nose here. So we're behind on livestock farms, livestock production, and livestock things moving around. Yes, that's what it is. Frida, there is one thing about your mission here that we need to fix. Unless it was already set up like so. Oh. Frida. 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 Yeah. You know, at this place, you do not wait until you don't, and you load meat. Just in case. Know what's available here. Prefab panels. We don't want you ending up with prefab panels. You already have half 1,000 tons of steel on board. Preferably you would get rid of that somewhere. But well, we could send you to the Soviets. Or to the West and sell it. Yeah, do that. Go west, sell the steel, and then go here and load up on meat, and then come back to home. There. By that time, they might also have had time to refill the freezer a bit more. These are the bricks. They are about to be 22nd of October. It was August something that we sent it maybe, or it was loading in August something. So very slow. Look at the speed of Frida here in comparison. Well, this happened to be... what are you doing now? Gravel, yes. Usually the boats work better on water than on land. That is usually how it is with them. Electronics, have we made any? 58 tons. Oh, that's going to make all the difference in the world. Yeah, we can have a look at economy and trade. It's October this year, sure, and say this year plus last year. Up until today, and domestic production and consumption. We made 926 tons of electronics. Okay, and how much did we use at the citizens' facilities? 1,017. It's just not possible to keep up. Although since I built this third electro complex, I don't think that the stats have changed, so maybe it has finally bottomed out or topped out. So another one of these then, and we might be set. We can probably turn this down a bit because it requires the output of 3 of these, right? Oh, that's the plastics factory. Yeah, 3 of these to run at full, so we're running at a third. Even Don't you have anything in between? No. Yeah, we run into the third capacity then. That should make sense, some sort of. I don't know where I would have the workforce to do more electronics. We could expand. This town could stand a bit of expansion. How's the demographics doing? 126 people living with their parents. Yes, but if you expand this town, you're gonna need to build them a shopping center. Because they are just on the edge of losing it, as is with this cable car that they are so dependent on. And that's true. Leave them be then. Yes, and you can bring like many workers here. But a thing to note when doing runways and paving roads for that matter too, but it's more noticeable on runways, is that whenever a vehicle is entering or leaving the work site off the road or runway or whatever it is, construction stops. So if you demand a lot of workers and the game keeps sending bus upon bus upon bus upon bus, you can actually end up in a situation where you get very little work done and mostly spend your time transporting workers in and out. There's an electricity problem at the courthouse number 3 in Järn. It has complained about this before, and I'm not quite sure what this is about because the voltage seems fine here. Where is it that you get your electricity from? All the way over there. Okay. It's not, and yeah, well, the electricity isn't really that great here. All right, we're already pulling 1.6 megawatts of this one, but this tiny wire only goes out to the gas station, so that isn't using anything to speak of. We could maybe stand to put in another switch if it will fit. That is, which it won't. And how difficult is this supposed to be? Yes, the gas station now has electricity problems. I'm very well aware of this. I made it so myself. Okay, we have to take it around apparently. Go and these. And a substation dedicated for this, more or less. What we really want is like another high voltage connection and transformer, but we can't because we don't have a free high voltage hookup, and turning off the power to install such a thing is not an option out here. Really. Yeah. I think that this one goes straight to a transform. No, it does not. Okay, this might not help as much as I was hoping. Oh, it's a complete goddamn mess. How much power are we pulling in total here? 12 megawatts? Isn't that like the maximum capacity of an underground high voltage thing? Yes, it is. Okay then. I see. Well, how about that? We're actually maxing out the connection to the mainland. Is that so? Fascinating. But then that puts us in a bit of a different spot regarding future power. High voltage switch. High voltage connection of the underground variety, but where do we hook this up? Here, for example, is something free hookup on a switch. I think that this should be maybe high quality. This 8 megawatts is passing there, and that goes. Yeah, that is coming from the power plant, and it's passing 8 megawatts, and so that should mean that we have 10 megawatts to spare of this one. So this is a good place to hook it up. Can we just do it straight underneath everything? Very much doubt that. But we can try. Yeah, I'm sort of aiming in the right direction too. There. 16,000 workdays. Yeah, sure, get on with it. And you can start building from this direction. How far did that get you? That far. And then if you start building from this end, that only gets you that bit. So helicopters do need to do quite a bit. And this was not covered by. Yeah, that's covered by the other side. Okay. There we have it. More power for this place. Very good. That also could be a good thing to check up on down here at the hillside settlement. How much power we're actually pulling through here. 7 megawatts out of 12. Oh, that's not too bad then. Then we still have quite a bit of margins and leeway. Frida, you quickly think, yeah, you've already been to. You've been to the western borders and unloaded, but what happened to your loading of the meat? You're supposed to be going there and load meat. After that you had been to the western borders, you didn't. You made your way back down here, down the river. Or you're on your way out? I don't understand. Oh, 1 hour, 10 minutes. Time flies by here. Yes. For everyone's sake, we should end. But is there something in particular that we're waiting on? Actually, we're waiting on the bricks to continue building the third hotel. I think the bricks have arrived, haven't they? Yes, they have. Lovely. Now this, you're missing asphalt. Now there's going to be a little bit of a competition for the workforce. Then... You need 521 tons of asphalt. Oh, you are sending a few buses, a few dumpers, I mean. All the dumpers to this and all the open hulls to this place. If you could have it, and still do not forget about this. Since it is getting cold, now it is minus 13. What is the indoor temperature here at these establishments? It's only 24 degrees. Okay. So now we have workers on the site, 140 of them, and a paver, and now dumpers are coming. And meanwhile, see how it is operating without issues. Great, and now the other dumper is moving into position. And it continues to work without issues. Here they are lined up. Great. Now this is missing asphalt when clearly it isn't, and that is then because a vehicle is moving in here, such as a bus or something. Now the construction is running without issues. They are lined up. Some of you seem to not be able to get a full load for some reason. Why would that be? Issue at the asphalt plant. They have 5 workers. They have all the bitumen that they could want, and also probably, I hope, quite a bit of gravel. Yeah, it's full. I don't have an engine between here though. Maybe that could be it. I've never had an engine between those 5 workers without job. Police, potato pig. How are you doing? You don't have any cases? No? And what about Prison Mountain then? How was this the occupancy of prisons? It has gone down slightly. Yes. Might then mean that we are really getting this crime thing sorted. Hope so. Oh, and they've already finished building this. Very good. And this time for this high voltage one, I'm not going to put the transformer down here because both transformers are here, which means that there are so very many and so very long medium voltage wires going all over the place. Yeah, it is one way to do it, but it is an annoying way to do it. Although I'm not going to change it all up, but when we need more power, which we inevitably will, it will be done slightly differently. Maybe. Is this now that we have more iron processing online and also more iron extraction online, is that noticeable somehow? Domestic consumption and production. If you look back like say 10 years or so. Iron ore. Yeah, it's definitely gone up. Iron has also definitely gone up. Oil is at a rather steady. That's nice. For a long time we were at the same production, but then we almost doubled it, expanding into the last all the fields. And we can see where the second oil refinery came online. Also from this one, the bitumen graph. Electronics, we didn't bother even trying for a long time. Then we have tried and failed. Steel with 500,000 tons. Do you think that they have come anyways on this hotel yet, or the runway for that matter, or anything else of note? Yeah, but the construction is running without issues, even though there are no workers on site. Now all the workers are here, obviously. Where they're missing concrete and steel now that they have all the bricks. 1,294 tons of concrete you need. You claim. You don't even need to use the buses from the construction office to bring workers here, because we have a steady supply of workers coming in via cable car and bus. Here. Name object, no. I even walk over here to help work on it. Which means that work on this is standing... No, it's not standing still. Great. Slowly but surely. Minus 14 still... Yeah, you see this is not okay. 15 degrees. They're not complaining though. And that the temperature in the building is too low. Strangely enough. So yes, that heating pipe will not be bad. Yeah, this hotel is going to take forever to make, and so is this runway. No, actually, it's not going to be that long a time. 212 tons of asphalt remain. 2,000 work days. They can make pretty quick work of that with the help of a paver and a roller. But you see here, now a vehicle is coming. Here is where it enters the construction site, and then it stops. And they fill up with workers. Then it's leaving again, and it's running without issues. Then the next dumper comes along, and it stops. And there another dumper leaves, and now it's running without issues for a little bit again, and until the next vehicle arrives. Or leaves. And this one, I suppose, leaves now. It's when that's leaving. Yes, should we call it quits then? Because this doesn't seem to get finished in any reasonable sort of time. Really, you have 255 tons of steel on the construction site, which is pretty impressive, but you're still lacking 1,124 tons of concrete. 1,094 tons of concrete now. 1,064. To remember that we do have quite a fleet of concrete mixers here for building the road network, which is mostly made up out of bridges and tall bridges at that to get up these mountains. Yeah, I'm starting to see double a little bit here now. That can be a good sign. It might be a sign that it's time to end. Yes, also the clock is now, it's now, I don't dare say. And it's a work day tomorrow. So you better shape up. God damn it, this is not okay behavior. 1.5 hours now we were up to on this one. Which was it in the chronology of things? 2:18, maybe? Yes, 2:18. I think that this scheme is actually working. Here, for example, they brought 44 tourists from Utopia that came in on a train first. Meanwhile, this one has been to the Soviet border directly and gotten 29. 29? Have we done poorly or something? No? The average trip score is increasing. Last year 3.4, 3.2. It's not that bad, really. It is the concrete. 789 tons of it. And there's 47 tons of asphalt remains to be laid. And then they just need to roll it too here at minus 13 degrees. I'm sure that's going to go very well. And what about my pipe? No workers. You're not sending any. I suppose you'll have to survive another winter then with the subpar heating. Oh, that's what I went to click. Now it is minus 17 and they still aren't complaining. -15 degrees. Oh, temperature in building is not too low. And now we're up to 24 again. That footpath, did it make... Oh, it actually made the hotel reachable with 4 meter... With a 4 meter with the margin of... yes, we're swaying about, maybe. Great. Two passengers. That's impressive. 52 tourists. Not that impressive neither, really. What has happened to this? This was going better before. Is there some issue? No tourists are waiting. The trains are engaged rail track further along the way. It ought to be your colleague, which just passed you. With 50, this is not good. 42, 3 passengers. Small amount of tourists due to epidemic. I see. That's why we're not. I must have missed the notification about it. I see. That's why we're getting fewer tourists. But the epidemic will be over at one time or another, and we'll be glad that we have invested in even more tourism industry. Yes, tourism industry is really the best industry in the Soviet Republic. No. It's a novelty at best. Okay, and this is an unreliable one at that, because you can apparently get epidemics which significantly reduces the amount of people coming to visit. Yes. I think that is it then for the People's Proletarian Petroleum Prefecture number 218. Unless the runway is finished. The runway is not finished. No workers or mechanism. They just need to roll the asphalt now. 1400 workdays. Is a roller on the way? A roller is on the way. We also have workers on the way. Not yet. And for the roller to do this thing alone, that's going to take a while. Maybe it means that they brought workers to the pipe? No. All workers are currently engaged here. It's about finished with finishing the interior, and then they only need about 100 and something tons of concrete. To do that, and then they need some steel and some electrical components to finish up the last bit, installing the electricity maybe, or lights or something. Yeah, this epidemic is not doing great things for the number of visitors here. This is a healthy place to come to, you know. It only has like a 35% pollution overall. And up here there is no pollution. Here we have the freshest mountain air you could possibly imagine. Yeah, but I can't sit around here waiting for this to finish, because it's not going to be finished anytime soon. It's like watching a pot boil. It doesn't. No. Hey, well then that's it. Yes, that's it. I've gone on for long enough as is. Thank you. Cheers, mates, for watching so very much. The People's Proletarian Petroleum Prefecture will most likely continue in an ongoing fashion. Good night.